She just showed up one day. She actually showed up with what we call her boyfriend. They showed up together and never left. She's still there. And she just kind of would come and go. We would put food out for them. Obviously, we weren't gonna hold them inside because they weren't ours. And when we found out she was noticeably pregnant, we tried to find the owner. We went door to door, called everyone we could think of, and nobody claimed her. When we noticed that she was in labor and having complications, we called emergency vet clinics, and everyone kind of had the same conclusion that it wasn't going to be a good scenario and it was going to be a very expensive fix if it could be fixed.
Dr. Valunas. I am one of the vets at Plant Animal Hospital. I met Nova when she came in to get her surgery. She had been in labor for about 24 hours. When she came in, she was definitely in distress. You could tell she was in pain. She really couldn't stand or walk. Her belly was very distended, and you could tell that she was having a hard time. Nova was definitely in a life or death situation. She was very sick. Her stomach was extremely bloated because of those puppies that were dying in there. They had caused gas, and that had caused her uterus to become very, very big. And that was pushing on her diaphragm, so she couldn't breathe well, and it caused her to go into shock. She was close to having basically bacteria get into her bloodstream and cause her to be septic. We first put her on IVs, got her some IV antibiotics, got her some pain meds, and then within an hour, I think, of her coming here, we had her in surgery to try to save her life at that time.
I actually got ARC specifically through a coworker, which they had heard me talking about the dog, and then as soon as I mentioned that she was having these medical problems, that was the first number they gave me to call and said, if anybody can help, it's ARF. And we rushed her in.
For Nova's surgery, we basically had to do a hysterectomy and move the puppies at the same time. You had to be very careful because everything had been damaged from the dead puppies being in there, and so it's possible for things to rip and break while you're taking them out. So we ended up taking out her ovaries and her entire uterus and the puppies with them. She felt better immediately when she woke up. A lot of that pressure was relieved, and a lot of the source of the bacteria was gone. So next day she was doing even better, and she did even eat at that point in time. So those were very good signs, and we ended up sending her home, I think, the day after that. And she did great as far as recovery, and I would say by 3 or 4 days she was back to probably what she was usually at, other than maybe a little painful from the incision.
We were in this very emergent situation with Nova, and unfortunately at the time we did not have, the thousands of dollars that these clinics wanted up front just to see her and potentially save her life. And we had no other choice. We turned to ARF and Katrina, and they were amazing. I mean, just no questions asked. Get her in, get her seen, and we'll work out everything later. And she was the main concern from the very beginning. And we appreciated that more than anyone will probably ever know. She's our baby. She is a part of our family. ACRF has helped us a lot as far as finding new homes for animals and helping us feel better about what we do by not having to put things to sleep that didn't necessarily need to be, because we as a facility can't keep everything here and try to keep them here and then find them homes. So it does give our staff a lot of feeling of well-being that, we can save some of these that wouldn't normally be saved. And, we don't have to take a dog that's just old and their owner may have had to have gone into the hospital, or a family can't keep them or unwilling to keep them, and they wouldn't maybe have made it in the shelter. They do end up getting to be adopted and getting a second new chance at life in someone else's home. So that helps us out a lot.
So when we were contacted about Nova, that's just a typical situation of a dog who's in need and owners who want to help, or at this point they weren't even her owners, they were just people who wanted to help. We need your help, we need the community, because Everyone deserves a chance, and we want to help others, and we need help to help others. Everything is 100% volunteer-based at our organization, and everything we do is based on donations. So anything that you can do to help with us, with our pantry, with medical care, with anything with donations, it all goes toward helping pets like Nova. Our mission is to help keep pets out of the shelters. We want to keep pets happy, healthy, and at home. And so we work a lot with low income. We run a pet pantry for low income senior citizens in Anderson County. We also help with vet care, medical care for animals for low income citizens. There is much to be done, and hope you will play a part in our life-saving efforts. Please join us. Visit acanimalrescuefoundation.org to donate today.